lot, but I also don't read a lot. Hello friends and welcome to my channel. Today we're going to be talking about every book that is unread on my physical TBR. Okay, because there are things on my TBR that are very new and shiny. There are things that are dusty. Okay, and I do feel as if TBR Takedown it's been giving me some oomph, some reinforcement, some motivation to get through some of the things on my TBR. So I am feeling right now a little bit better. However, I know that once we essentially audit and involve some numbers here, I'm gonna feel a lot worse. So I'm prepared to descend into madness. So we're going to go shelf by shelf, starting here in the bedroom, of all the books that I haven't read. Now, this bedroom shelf at one point started off as kind of a favorite shelf, so there is a good bit on these shelves that have actually been read. The living room is a different story. So, let's do it, shall we? I'm ready to hurt my own feelings. So starting off, we have a shelf that is largely read, okay? Except for the top half. Okay, hide from down here, better than the movies, I have not read. I have not read What the River Knows. I've not read Blood Trader. I don't know why I'm pointing because you can't see any of this anyways. And then technically everything else on that shelf I have read. I actually DNF'd Catwoman Soul Stealer, though I did try it, so I'm counting it as read in this case because I hard DNF'd that, unfortunately. Then obviously, moving on. Yet again, moving on. Then, yet again, moving on. I know that starting this off so well just means that everything else is gonna go real down from here. But we're not going down here because we've read all of this. Everything that you're looking at here is various editions of Akatar, Throne of Glass, Kraken City. That's all. Moving on. Unread books on the shelf. Okay. Heartstopper I actually have borrowed from a friend, so and I've had them borrowed for far too long, so I probably need to read them sooner rather than later. However, they're here. Then we have just a really weird mishmash little section. These I've all read. They're just kind of here because I don't have a better place for them, honestly. Love in Other Words, Icebreaker, Enchantra, and Wild and Wrangled. I have not read. Okay, while we're down here, yeah, I've read all of those. Go me. Then scooching over to this shelf, mostly just because I would like to stand up soon. I have started but not finished Rewind It Back. And then I do have 3 books in a series that I haven't even started, being Fragile Sanctuary. I don't have book 2 because that would be normal. And then books 3 and 4. I'm very excited about these, so I feel like they're going to be very fun. Okay, we're just gonna go across now because I feel like it. Then we get into definitely some unread things. So the origin of these bookcases here, I had those first 2. They were kind of a favorite shelves. Everything that I wanted to look at when I woke up in the morning, they went on that shelf. And then whenever I ran out of bookshelf room, I got another one. And this one kind of just became the new stuff, the TBR. The new stuff that I still haven't gotten to, including a crap ton of really fun new releases. We have The Knight and the Moth, Silver Elite, Conditions of Will, Shield of Sparrows, Direbound, The Ever King. Then we have some older things on my TBR, being The City We Became and The World We Make. I have actually read this. I have not read Bespelled yet. We got The Last Unicorn. We got The Magicians. We got, this is technically a read book. I read the Wattpad version of this and I'm counting it. Angel's Flight, I technically haven't read. It's a novella collection in the Guild Hunter series. I think I stopped somewhere around book 4, and I think this happens soon after that. I feel as if I should unhaul this at some point, but here it is. Then these last 4 I actually have read, so go me. I put this edition of Eclipse here just because it didn't fit with the rest of my Twilight editions, and the outside of this is really ugly and I didn't want to look at it. Just trust that she's prettier that way. I feel like going up now. Who's gonna stop me? I soft DNF The Throne of Broken Gods. Obviously, I still haven't read Dawn of the Curse Queen. I need air. Fairy Tale and counting it as a read read, I DNF'd it. Fairy Tale is kind of like a we don't talk about Bruno situation. I DNF'd it at 70%. And I should have DNF'd much sooner. We learned from that experience though. Then we have Gold and Goldfinch. I need to finish these. I was originally waiting on finishing these until the audiobooks came out, and hey, guess what? They're out. And I haven't finished them yet. So, Gold and Goldfinch. Then we have The Monster in the Last Blood Match, and we also have The Robin on the Oak Throne. Both of those are new releases that I need to get to. I have not read Reign of Shadows and Endings yet, but I have read the entirety of the Lady of Darkness series. And then over here, this is a book that I'm putting off. Shadow Fever. I'll come for you someday. Hopefully soon. Hi, Finley. Okay, then we can look up because that makes sense. I actually soft DNF'd. So I'm reading The Heart of Stone. I need to finish it. I think I read about 40% and I was like, okay, well, I'll worry about this later. Iron and Embers I still haven't gotten to. I don't know why. Fallen Stars, I actually read Heavenly Bodies, and unfortunately with the Trad Pub, that means that Fallen Stars has yet to be republished, and I could read it. I both have this copy and I did actually buy the ebook edition. But then book 3 will never come out, so I've been just like sitting on this very shiny looking book. I've been sitting on this cliffhanger for a really long time, and I will continue to sit and not read that. Okay, thank you so much. Making moves. Also, deepest apologies if this has not been focusing on the right things the whole time. I just work here. The Empire of the Vampire, you'll see in the living room, I do have the regular edition of this. I have the Barnes & Noble edition that's pretty, and I keep it in here to remind me to read it, and I still haven't read it, so I need to get on that. Then we have The Lord of the Rings. I have actually read The Hobbit, The Fellowship of the Ring, and The Two Towers, like, eons ago, early high school, junior high. I still haven't read Return of the King. Part of me really wants to read the series. Part of me really just wants to cling on to the movies, but also I do kind of want to read them. But what I remember from reading these books was how slow. So we'll see if I ever actually do read them, but I do feel like I need to fully reread the series to ever get to the Return of the King. But I do low-key think that an audiobook of these could go pretty hard. And then we have Red Rising. I have read the original trilogy here. These 3 I have not. I'm scared of them. I'm really scared. Though I've been feeling the itching to go read Iron Gold. Though I did just get the graphic audiobook for Red Rising, so I might actually reread the original trilogy, even though I read these like 2 years ago, just to feel the maximum hurt because I can. Though these babies are looking at me in the face. Then scootling over here. This shelf is largely the entire bookcase, but specifically the shelf, largely unread. This right here is just an easy section to put like a TBR shelf. I don't have a TBR cart. Every time I put a book in a cart, it makes me nervous just because I feel like they always like sit weird and they get crumpled and maybe even scuffed on the ends. I don't like TBR carts for me personally, but shelves, it's great. And then that turns into the whole shebang. Anyways, I digress. We have The Courting of Bristol Keats. The Stars Are Dying, I actually DNF'd it at like 30%, but part of me does still want to go back and read this because I think the book is so pretty. Slaying the Vampire Conqueror, I've been saving for when I want a good vampire / when I'm in the mood for a Chris Broadbent, and here it is to die on my TBR. We have The Familiar by Leigh Bardugo, which I feel like is going to go so hard in the fall, and hey, guess what? It's not fall, and that's my excuse. Got the Canna. I don't know why I bought it. The Games Gods Play, I'm actually very excited to read. Then we have The Half King. I also DNF'd this at like 5%, and I feel like I should get rid of it, but like also I need to actually try it and not just like get distracted with other things as I do. Then we have the 4th book in the Zodiac Academy series, Shadow Princess. I have read the first 3 and I'm not ready. Then we have the 2nd and 3rd books in the Daevabad trilogy. Is that what the trilogy is called? I don't know. I read City of Brass kind of recently. I need to read these 2. Then we have Only When It's Us, Say You Swear, and Nightshade. Okay, moving up from here. I actually got like halfway through Reckless and then I stopped. I still haven't read Powerful. Do I know that I'm ever going to return to these? I don't think so, to be fully honest with you. And I know that's going to make some people sad, but like, I'm nothing if not a disappointment. You're welcome. Then we have Dance of the Fae Prince, An Ember in the Ashes, The Blackbird Oracle. I am counting these as unread. I think I read them back in like early college days. I don't remember most of the things, and I actually don't even know if I ever finished a series. I know I read at least the first 2, I think, but I'm counting them as unread. Then all of the rest of these on this shelf are TBR books. We have A Touch of Golden Madness, Threaded, Severed, By Vengeance, How Does It Feel, Air Awakens, which I feel like I should have read already, but whatever, and Servant of Earth. Then we have my Twilight shelf, which like obviously. And then we have a Harry Potter shelf, which I feel as if I would like to count Harry Potter in my unread books because I actually do really want to do a reread of the series. Mostly because I have been saying that I really want to read Manacled like so bad. I read Manacled and I felt like I was missing so many of the side characters and I really just wanted to go back and reread the original books. So a Harry Potter reread. I don't know, I feel like it would be fun to do a Harry Potter video, but I also know that there are opinions, as there should be, and I don't know if I really want to bring that to my channel necessarily in either case. So I'm kind of like, do I just read those in the background? Do I actually read them? I don't know. So let me know what your thoughts are on a Harry Potter reread and what you would like to see from me or what you would like to not see from me, because I am really up in the air at the moment. And that's way up there. Then we have this here, which I totally skipped over because all of that's been read. Actually, no, it hasn't. Haha. Let's talk about this for a second. I bought this book because it was pretty. Okay. I sometimes bite off more than I can chew, and sometimes I think that I'm an epic fantasy girly. I'm not. Why? But it's pretty. So I need to actually give this book a shot at some point because, like, it's pretty. Anyways. Okay, so that is everything in the shelves in here. I'm going to go through and count these. We're going to pretend that I know how to count. So what I'm trying to say here is that my count might be off. I do at some point want to add all of my books to a spreadsheet, whether that is like a Google Sheet or like actually putting in a Notion. I don't know yet. So there will be an official tally, and it won't be here today. 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45. Whoa. I think I have to start over. Okay. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. How in Hades do I have 75 unread books in my bedroom? Like, this is supposed to be the shelf that, like, I've read everything on it. That's comical. Is this what a quarter life crisis looks like? I don't. Wow. Anyways, let's go hurt my feelings some more. Off to the living room we go. 75 is a nice number, though. I hate it, but it's kind of nice. Okay, now we have the shelf of doom. Starting with the section of doom. Ugh, I hurt my own feelings. I love that I do this to myself. The Samantha Shannons have kind of an ongoing joke on my channel that I keep them around, yet I will never actually read them. I DNF'd Priory, like, twice. And I still haven't. It's just because I have to hold out hope. For literally no reason. I just think that the Day of Fall and Night cover is so pretty. And I still haven't read it. So I'm counting that as one unread because Day of Fall and Night. But like Priory is, it's not going to happen for me, unfortunately. I want to be a Priory girl. Anyways, then we have the From Blood and Ash series. I think I left off somewhere in the middle of the third book. So I'm going to count the third book as unread. Then I've not finished any of those. Then on this shelf, we've got Project Hail Mary. I have a feeling that I'm gonna love it. I do actually already have the audiobook for this, and I feel like the audiobook is gonna go so hard, and I just haven't done it yet. So, here it is. Then we have Christopher Paolini's Adult Businesses, To Sleep in a Sea of Stars. I did read. It was such a slog for me, but then it also was so cool. So Fractal Noise, I have wondered if this might be better for me because it intrinsically is shorter, but also I don't know. So, I've not read this though, so here it is. Then we have 3 books that I have not read. The Poppy War, Nevernight, and The Bone Season. Low key, this should be up here. That feels more correct. Down here, I'm kind of spilling my secrets. I said that Ion Hall is the Bargainer series, and I mentally did, and I didn't actually get rid of them. I need to officially like list them on Pango, put them on Facebook or something. I shouldn't want to take them to Second Charles and get literally no money out of them. So they're here, they're chilling. I also didn't unhaul these when I said I did. So we're gonna, do I technically have to, I mean, technically speaking, I still own them. So I have to count them, right? But we have Legendborn and Bloodmarked. Oopsies. The Drowning Empire series, I think is technically what it's called, starting with the Bone Shard Daughter, the Bone Shard Emperor, and the Bone Shard War. They sounded really interesting, and then I just never started them because I got intimidated. So, maybe we'll read them someday. Then we have 3 big boy fantasy books that I am very intimidated by. We've got The Ruin of Kings, The Name of the Wind, and the other copy of Empire of the Vampire. Here we have my cutesy little YA dragon shelf. I've only read the first book in K.A. Lindy's, I think it's technically the House of Dragons series. So I've got House of Shadows, House of Curses, and House of Gods. Then I am technically going to count Brissinger and Inheritance as unread books because I have been doing a reread and I really, it's been since like junior high since I read them. So I don't feel as if they count as read anyway. So I'm coming for him because I really want to read Murtagh. Then we have is this like the Aurelian cycle or something? Am I making that up? Whatever this series is called, I have read the first book of Fireborn and I never continued into Flameful and Fury Song at the time, though I really should. Then scooching down here, we have my roommate's copy of Powerless. I actually did not have enough room on the shelf and it drives me crazy that this is in here by itself, all by its silly little goofy lonesome. Then a book that shall not be named that I have these just to have them. I'm not counting Insurgent. I will never read it. I won't read it. You can't make me. 4, haven't read it either. You can't make me. But some books that I would like to eventually read, we've got Chosen Ones, Carve the Mark, and The Fates Divided. And then The End and Other Beginnings. I actually read the first story. This is a short story collection that's based on the Carve the Mark series. It's like in the same world as Carve the Mark, but I read the first one and I bawled like a little baby, okay? So bad. It was so good, but I felt like I should really read Carve the Mark before I kept reading on the rest of these, but this book has got all kinds of little artsy thingies in it. Like, that's so cool. Apparently I do have the receipt from buying this, and I bought this at the same time as the first 3 books in the Skyward series, which I have now unhauled, so. It's not in great company. If you have ever seen this before, we have poor little Jeff. My baby sister bought this for me. I think she was probably like 6 at the time, and I wasn't there, and she wanted to give me a gift, so my grandma let her, with my grandma's money, obviously, buy this little figurine. His name is Jeff the giraffe. I love him. I broke him. So if you have any recommendations for how to glue like a porcelain kind of thing together, let a girl know. Until he'll be footless and noseless. Which sounds like a weird version of like hand, foot, and mouth or something. I don't know. Okay, we're gonna scooch this way. Then up here is my Brandon Sanderson shelf. I have not the best track record with Brandon Sanderson books. Okay, we do have The Way of Kings, though. This is a book that I really actually do want to read. I want to read this, and then if I don't like it, I'm putting Brandon Sanderson to bed, because like I've not found a book that I've just been so down bad for yet. And I'm hoping it's that one. Idina somewhere in the middle of Well of Ascension. I think I was actually about 50% probably. Then Here of Ages, we have Elantris I haven't read. Then The Arcanum Unbounded is like a short story collection. I have read The Emperor's Soul, which is in here, and I loved that book. Then we have Mistborn Secret History that I still haven't read, so we're doing great. Then we have a shelf of very popular things that I fear are not for me. I read the first 2 books in technically it's a Magnolia Parks universe, being Magnolia Parks and then Daisy Hates. I'm a Daisy Hates girly. I'm a Julian girly. These books are really hard to get through though, and it makes me really hesitant to continue on in the series, though I do think if I had the audiobook for these, it would be better, but also I tried to read these when I really was just not in the mood. I wasn't in the mood, so I ruined it for myself, so that's cool. So these 2, and then we have a series that I have fully convinced myself that I'm not gonna like. I have fully convinced myself that I'm not gonna like Binding 13, but Chloe Walsh did have these. I don't know exactly what these editions are called. I think they're just like the alternate cover. I don't know, but they're really cool, and I thought that these covers were way prettier than the OG indie editions, so I snagged these right as they were becoming unavailable, and then I haven't picked it up since. The print date on here is quite literally the 1st of July of 2023, so these have been on the TBR for a while, and I fear they're still here. Then a couple other things I haven't read. We've got Normal People, Before the Coffee Gets Cold, Arch Conspirator, and Mountains Made of Glass. I don't know that I'm gonna read them, but like they're here, so yeah. Then we can do a little scoochy down, can't we? This shelf and the shelf below it are a lot of contemporary romance, and most of these I actually have not read. I used to do this really cute little thing in which I would just like go walk around Target because I was bored to tears, and I would pick up a little book to make myself feel better because I just thought that that was a good little serotonin boost, and then I never read any of the books. So that was not a good coping mechanism whatsoever. We have learned, however, I do still have a lot of these, and I don't necessarily want to get rid of them because I do feel like some of them could be really fun, and I do still want to read most of them, but like, you guys know I'm a fan girl girly. I'm not a contemporary romance girly. I do like contemporary romance, but I'm very picky, and I feel like most of these are, I don't know. Anyways, let's go through them. Throttled, I actually DNF this at 40%. I would be kind of curious to go back and read this because now that I actually watch F1, I think that I wouldn't like it at all. Like, I didn't like it before, and I really am probably not gonna like it now. Then we have The Long Game by Elena Armas, a novel love story. I've read most of these. Funny Feelings I haven't read. The Friend Zone, Leather and Lark, When in Rome, Alone with You in the Ether, and then Red, White, and Royal Blue. I've not read any of them. And then we have the last, hi, sir. Then we have the last shelf on this bookcase. The shelf below it is just the dog, oh, hello. That was a lot. The shelf below this is just dog toys, so this is technically the last shelf on this bookcase, but there's a lot. So we've got Tell Me Why I Own Den of Vipers. I don't know, but I do. Still Beating, I have not read. Twisted Games, Hate and Lies, I haven't read. The Soulmate Equation. All 3 of these Emily Henrys. The Deal, Maggie Moves On, By a Thread, Love Redesigned, Addicted to You, and Forget Me Not over there. I have in fact forgotten it apparently because I haven't read it yet. Then taking a little saunter over here. This is a roommate's book, so I'm not counting it. Hee hee. I can get out of it that way. I have read all 4 of these, plus Sunrise on the Reaping. Recently, I'm still at the restaurant. Oliver, can we squeak later? Then I'm not going to count any of these because I mostly keep these for a nostalgic favorite. I don't think that I have read Champion, but I'm not counting them. Hee hee ha ha. Should I count them? I probably should count them. Oh well. Kingdom of Back I have not read. The Midnight Star I've not read. The Grey Steer I've not read. Stolen Air I've not read. And then Days of Blood and Starlight and Dreams of Gods and Monsters I've not read. Okay, then we get down here to the graveyard. How low can you go? The answer is pretty low. Down here a good amount, thank you buddy. Down here a good amount of my roommate's books, so I'm not gonna count. Down here a lot of my roommate's books, so I'm not gonna count most of them. The ones that I own. Why do I have so much nonfiction? I don't read nonfiction. We've got Find Your People, Cultish, 12 Rules for Life, Waypoints, which like low-key I feel like is gonna go so hard. Little Fires Everywhere, The Midnight Library. I think that's actually all of mine down here. And then down here we have like kind of a weird shelf that is Oliver Tate, Leave It. Half thriller, hi buddy, half who the heck knows what. But we have Dark Places, Oliver Tate, Leave It. The Martian Chronicles, Paladuro. Layla, which is a Colleen Hoover that like low-key I am still kind of interested in, and it's just because it's not her romancy stuff, though I likely will never read it. So here it is to die. Then technically I have not read. Hidden Bodies, Rock, Paper, Scissors, The Only Good Indians, The Maidens, and actually, that's it. So, let's count them up. It's gonna be a lot. Starting with the bottom shelf here, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 8 in total here. Then we've got 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. I'm gonna count Champion to 20. Oh, we never even counted this shelf. I have some paperbacks of Lord of the Rings. Uprooted, I have not read. And then Fire Endless, I have not read. I've not read any books in the Broken Earth trilogy. This is the other half of the Magician series, which I do own all of them. I've not read any of them. And then we've got Jade Boar. 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 96, I think. So based off of a rough count, we are at 171, okay? I have yet to mention that I have in fact, I did just purchase a couple of books on Amazon. I did get the second and the third books in the Legacy series after Reign of Shadows and Endings just because I know I'm gonna love them. And I am breaking my rule of not having read a book in that series but buying the rest of them just because I can. And then also I did order City of Gods and Monsters, which I have read, and then I went ahead and ordered the rest of the series. It's currently published, so City of Souls and Sinners and then City of... It's like Smoke and Brimstone, one of them. I don't know, the third book in that series. And then I also did order the Sword of Kaigan. So add 2, 3, 4, 5 books. So we in fact have 170 books on my physical TBR. That partially doesn't surprise me, but also I kind of thought it might be a little bit better. So unfortunately, we have some reading to do. Now, I am not someone who thinks that I have to have my TBR down to a certain number. I'm honestly mostly okay with the TBR as I have it, okay? There are a lot of books on my TBR that I'm so excited about. However, there are some things that I kind of need the push to get to. So me auditing the books on my TBR is mostly just to make sure that things aren't sitting for so long. We look at Binding 13, it's been here for 2 years and I've not touched it. So we definitely have some room to go. I do want to make sure that things don't get just stale and dusty, sitting here and being a waste of space and also a waste of money. 176 is not as bad as I might have thought it would be, though it is definitely not ideal. So we definitely have our work cut out for us. I don't know. There's not really a number in my head that screams that is a TBR. Like, there is something beautiful in the fact that I have books in front of me to read. What's less beautiful is when the books get old and I get disinterested and I still own them. So my goals moving forward, especially for these bigger series that I have multiple books in this series, I bought the whole series thinking like, oh yeah, the internet loves them, I'll love them, and I've never read them, and chances are I pick them up and I'm like, I'm not into it. The other side of that is that the living room shelves is kind of where books go to die because these are where all the intimidating books go, and then I just leave them and then I don't ever pick them up. So I think a really good step for me would be to pick off some of those series and start some of those series. I have been doing a lot of work on the back end of finishing a whole bunch of fanro series that I have been having so much fun with, and I definitely I'm obviously gonna still keep reading fanro because like you could take fanro on my cold dead hands. I do, however, want to make a little bit of a focus on like the Bone Shard Daughter. I don't know, I could really love it, but I don't know because I still haven't picked it up. And I've had those books for probably 2 years now. I actually try to keep the receipts of books when I buy them. So I think a fun TBR takedown episode might be to go through those receipts and pick out some of the oldest ones. Because while I have not been auditing this whole time, the receipts, in fact, do not lie. So if any of these books are your favorites that I absolutely need to prioritize any of the others, please let me know, because clearly I need to get to them sooner rather than later. But otherwise, if you have made it this far into the video and just wanted to let me know that you are here, go ahead and leave a race car emoji for Throttled. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel for future TBR takedown episodes that I just feel as if, hello, are gonna go so hard. Anyways, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you have a great rest of your day or night wherever you are. And I will catch you in the next one. I love you too, buddy. You handsome guy. You're also a handsome guy, baby. Come here, Bubby. Wow. Oh, that's big stressy. He's like a cat.